The brand of Beartooth Harley-Davidson, without a doubt, is highly recognized, but for me it resonates with their military affiliation. They have been around from World War I through post-World War II, and they were with our boys behind the lines and even at the front lines. As a parent of a soldier, that resonates deeply with me and gleans without question my loyalty. And that would be the brand recognition of Beartooth Harley.
The thing I like most about Harley-Davidson is they can beat any other bike brand just by their reputation alone. They're the #1 brand. Everybody knows a Harley-Davidson.
I came to work with Harley because it's one of the oldest American companies in the United States, and it's history, you know. I like being a part of that history.
There are people who believe America can't build things anymore, that our cities, workers, products, and technology can't cut it in the global economy. They believe American ingenuity doesn't count for much. Others can do it better now, and that we are destined to become a nation of paper shufflers, burger flippers, pixel pushers. This is the story of some people who believe something different. These are people who believe in the American craftsman because they are American craftsmen. They are people who transformed a factory by holding on to their values while modernizing their methods. Their product is rolling across 6 continents now. They are the people who build Harley-Davidson motorcycles right here in America.
There's a lot of pride in the employees here at the York plant. We've put our blood, sweat, and tears to make the product that we make. We definitely show the world that we have pride in our craftsmanship and that we are the benchmark, not necessarily watching everybody else and how they do it. There's going to be a time when everybody looks at Harley-Davidson and say, that's the way I want to run my company.
These people are the reason Harley-Davidson motorcycles are now built with cutting-edge processes and technologies. And they're building a factory to run at a pace that would tucker out any other factory in the world.
You always strive to make something better, but we all have to work together in that group to make that section of the line work as best as we can. We don't want nothing going out past us that's not what we would want to ride as an employee that ride Harley-Davidsons.
They are the people who did what it took, putting their noses to the grindstone to keep the traditions rolling forward. And they are the reason people around the world know what it feels like to throw a leg over the saddle and ride.
Harley-Davidson motorcycles go worldwide. It's something that's truly an American dream.
Don't matter if you're 16 or if you're 66, air's gonna feel good.
Anywhere you go, everybody's got a right to freedom. If you go out and get on your bike, you're free.
They are the people who turn cold steel into Harley-Davidson motorcycles and export freedom to the world. This is what America can do.
Being part of the sales team, my favorite part absolutely is putting somebody on a new bike or a used bike, pre-loved as we call them. The feeling that you can see in their eyes and their heart, this is an emotional experience.
I absolutely love Harley-Davidson. I've loved them since I've been 16, and how I knew that was during Sturgis Week when I was 16. Those bikes would come rumbling through town and I was like, yes, I want to be a part of that family someday. It did take me a while, but I love being a part of this family, and when I sell a bike to people, I tell them, you are not just buying a Harley, you are buying into a worldwide family, people that will love you, take care of you, and what can I say? Harley is the best.
Play track 1.
Come on, flat top, because
Built by all of us. For all of us. The next Harley-Davidson motorcycles.
I absolutely love riding. I love the wind in my face. Everything that is on my mind goes off in the wind. It is so empowering. It's so different than sitting on the back of a bike and riding your own. And once you've ridden your own, it's hard to sit on the back of somebody else's bike. It's just the most incredible, wonderful feeling in the whole world, and there's nothing like it.
I always wanted to work for Harley-Davidson because it reminded me of my dad. My dad's my hero. And I've always admired the bar and shield. I've admired the entire lifestyle. I've always wanted to be a part of it. And this was my first step, so I want to be a Harley owner someday.
We believe in going our own way, no matter which way the rest of the world is going. We believe in bucking the system that's built to smash individuals like bugs on a windshield. Some of us believe in the man upstairs. All of us believe in sticking it to the man down here. We believe in the sky, and we don't believe in the sunroof. We believe in freedom. We believe in dust, tumbleweeds, buffalo, mountain ranges, and riding off into the sunset. We believe in saddlebags, and we believe that cowboys had it right. We believe in refusing to knuckle under to anyone. We believe in wearing black because it doesn't show any dirt or weakness. We believe the world is going soft, then we're not going along with it. We believe in motorcycle rallies that last a week. We believe in roadside attractions, gas station hot dogs, and finding out what's over the next hill. We believe in rumbling engines, pistons the size of garbage cans, fuel tanks designed in 1936, freight train-sized headlights, chrome and custom paint. We believe in flames and skulls. We believe life is what you make it, and we make it one hell of a ride. We believe the machine you sit on can tell the world exactly where you stand. We don't care what everyone else believes. Amen.
In working in motor clothes, I get to be the front line. I feel privileged because I get to meet everybody, whether they're in here for parts or service. I get to meet them, and there's so many different wonderful people that ride with so many different stories, and I feel privileged to get to know them. Even if they're just passing through town, I remember most everyone and their story.
I ride motorcycles based on the simple fact that I don't like being caged up. I don't like feeling pent up. So when you have, a box sitting around you, it's just different. I like being able to be out in the traffic. It feels like you're standing in the middle of the road. You get to feel all the wind. You get to feel, the environment that you're in, and it's nice to actually be a part of where you're at.
I think riding a motorcycle the first time was kind of the same feeling as riding a bicycle for the first time without training wheels. Kind of that, I can do this. How long before I fall and scrape up my knees? Fortunately on a motorcycle it didn't happen. I am sure the word freedom is going to get overused, but that's what it kind of felt like. It was just there, just going, and not worrying about the radio or the 100 other things that you have to in a car. It's just, you were just going, and it felt nice.
challenge of riding a motorcycle, which was kind of frightening to me, but I went through the rider safety course, determined to learn how to ride, and I did, and I'm still honing into my skills and perfecting them, and it's just, again, it's an accomplishment that I've overcame.
I think one of the sexiest things that a girl can do is to get off that motorcycle in front of a big group of guys before they even realize who you are. They just see that it's a woman and they're immediately intimidated, and I think that's a very empowering and great feeling.
When you get on it, you're not attached to anyone. There's no phone, there's no kids, there's no anybody talking to you. It's just you and your helmet and the wind and the bike and the asphalt below your feet.
Once I got those leathers on, I felt badass and sexy as hell.
Any woman who's independent and rides her own motorcycle, I think, is the role model.
I can be me and be on it and look fabulous on it and not have to change my girliness, my wearing pink, my rhinestones and my jewelry, anything. I can just be myself and be on this bike and make it what I want to be.
It feels great, it feels invigorating. It immediately becomes addictive.
It's just coursing through you, that power, and it's such a powerful feeling. I can't even begin to describe it.
For me, it's a lot more than just learning how to ride a motorcycle. It's an accomplishment. It's starting something and finishing it. It's opening the door to a new world that's going to change my life.
Doesn't matter what you do. If you're on a Harley-Davidson and another person on a Harley-Davidson sees you in a shop or on the road, you've got family just right there. They'll stop and talk. They say, how you doing, what you up to, and they'll talk to complete strangers like they're best friends.
The reason I like riding Harleys is the freedom, the sound, running into people that have Harleys that treat you like family and want to go out and have a great time and get rid of all your stress.
Harley-Davidson started out as a family and has always been about family and always will be about family. Doesn't matter where you go, what town, what city, what state, you're always going to run into somebody you know that either is a Harley-Davidson rider or who wants to be a Harley-Davidson rider.
Customizing your bike, I think, is important because it gives you a feeling of individuality. You make the bike your own, so it's not like every bike on the showroom floor.
I love the tradition of Harley-Davidson. It goes back through my family since the 40s. I grew up in the era of panheads going out and shovelheads coming in. Not much into customization. I enjoy what Harley puts out from the factory. I like keeping it original and keeping that part of the history alive.
As the chrome consultant, I enjoy helping people get what they want done on their bikes.
The importance of customizing my motorcycle is to express my individuality. I also want to have things that other people don't have on their bike. Like, I want to have power, I want to be able to not only keep up with people, but pass them and blow them away.
Customization, sky's the limit. It's whatever the person who owns the motorcycle wants. A lot of people, it goes back to what we talked about before. A lot of people are into the performance aspect, so it's not so much the paint or the chrome. Other people, it is the paint and the chrome. A lot of people are into aftermarket parts, which is nothing wrong with it, and some people, myself, are mainly into the Harley-Davidson parts and accessories. I remember when there was very few available. Now that P&A book is as thick as a Bible. So kind of the sky's the limit, and it's all up to the imagination of the customer.
A motorcycle is a very personal device that the buyer is extremely proud of. So for him to treat that tank or fender or accessorize in a certain way, to customize it to his tastes, I think is truly a form of art.
Miami Beach, perfect setting. We're surrounded by art everywhere. This is about custom art right here. Nobody does factory customs like Harley-Davidson.
Over the years with Harley-Davidson, I think customization has come a long way. And that's part of the having a Harley, of making the motorcycle you. That's what makes it unique. There's thousands and thousands of parts. 20 years ago, there was a book with maybe 15 pages of parts. So it's come a long way, and it's quite awesome.
I bought my son a '94 Sportster for his 15th Christmas. I think he was 14 and going to turn 15. And I did roughly 100 hours worth of custom work to it. I made an old man's bike look really cool. And now that he works with me, he realizes how much went into that gift as opposed to it just showing up on the doorstep looking really cool. Now he sees how hard it is and the effort that everybody puts forth to make those bikes look like that.
Okay, my favorite bike is a 1942 WLE 45 Flathead because it was the first bike I ever built by myself.
How do you measure the value of a motorcycle? Can it be measured in cubic inches, foot-pounds of torque, the width of a tire, or the number of millimeters in the depth of the paint? Can you feed the specs into a computer and have it determine the value? Or is there more to it than that? What is the going rate for the work of the American craftsman? How much value does heritage add to technology? If every detail fits together perfectly, how much more is the whole worth than the sum of the parts? If riding gives you a feeling that's impossible to explain, is it possible to calculate how much that's worth? How do you measure the value of becoming part of something bigger than yourself? What's the correct price tag to put on a new world opening up to you?
Why do I ride? I ride to clear my head, to get away from the day's troubles, and to experience a certain amount of freedom.
I grew up around motorcycles my whole life. I grew up with a totally different type of bikers, though, that I always thought that was the stereotype of what Harley was growing up. So coming to work here, I've realized that bikers are really, I mean, they're everybody. People my age, people younger, kids in high school, grandfathers, 70s, 80 years old, everybody's riding. Doesn't matter who you are, what you do for a living, you'll enjoy riding no matter what you do or what kind of personality you have. People anywhere from doctors, lawyers, judges, waitresses, cocktails, all kinds of different personalities and all kinds of different demographics come in here, and it's an amazing thing to be able to, on a daily basis, meet all these different people and have experiences and hear their stories and where they came from and everything. And yeah, I learned that Harley is a much bigger world out there than what I had grown up thinking it was my whole life.